make up those industries. Mr. Thaman has a Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Engineering and Computer Science from Princeton University. Later in the program, Mr. Thaman will be conferred an honorary degree, and we will honor his lifelong contributions at that time. We are pleased and excited to have Mr. Thaman as our guest this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Mr. Mike Thaman. Good morning.
Good morning.
Joe Zerbe and the University trustees, President Naganathan, and your senior leadership, thank you for your invitation to join on this special occasion. And to the fall 2014 graduating class and your families, congratulations. As board chair Joe Zerbe mentioned, I'm a CEO, which is probably why I was invited to speak to you. But I'm also a dad, which is why I agreed to come. I have 8 kids, and I think about what I want them to know as they go out into the world. The thing is, they don't always listen to me. I'm just dad. What do I know? But you, well, frankly, you're stuck. You have to sit through this if you want to walk up here and get a diploma in a few minutes. So bear with me here, and maybe a few of the things I've learned in my life can be of some value. And if not, I promise it'll be over soon. I graduated college in 1986, which is more than 5 years before most of you were born. The world has obviously changed dramatically in that time. At first, I wondered what I could say that's relevant to students today. We've seen a lot of technology change. We've seen new products, different politics, new business models. But people as a whole, we tend to grapple with many of the same big questions, especially the people sitting right where you are right now. I know when I sat where you are, I was thinking, what's next for me? How will I pay the bills? Will I ever get my dream job? Will I be happy? Will my life be everything I hoped it would be? As I sat where you are, I had no idea. And what I know is, neither does anyone else. Because there is no magic formula, no foolproof plan, no syllabus for life. What I can do is offer some thoughts and some things that might get in your way. Things I call head fakes. In sports, a head fake is when an opponent tries to mislead you by faking with their head in one direction and then moving their body in another. In life, there are certain norms and expectations that can act as head fakes. Ideas that contribute or trap you, or just plain get in your way. The information age has made them much more pervasive and persuasive than ever before. We're inundated with messages about how we're supposed to do to be happy, to be successful, or to make a difference. They aren't deliberately misleading, just not as ironclad as they might seem. And that's the trick. As with any head fake, if you fall for it, you're probably focused on the wrong thing. Falling can undermine your self-confidence and fool you into thinking, living, and acting smaller than you are. I want you to live large, push your limits, see what you can achieve. And avoiding these 4 head fakes can possibly help. Head fake number 1, you have to have a grand plan. It was my first week as a college freshman. I was a Midwest kid out east for the first time in my life. There were lots of orientation parties all over campus. My plan, make some friends, have some fun. Then I started getting approached by classmates who were already running for freshman class president. One of them had his entire career plan mapped out. He was going to become president of the United States one day. My goal was to graduate, get a job, any job. I started to feel a little bit intimidated. Maybe I needed a better plan. Maybe I needed stronger direction. It was the first week of school, and I felt like I had already fallen behind. In life, you'll meet people like this, who seem to have it all figured out. That's the kind of head fake that can erode your confidence, if you let it. No. It's nice to have a vision, but it's no guarantee. And too often, the single-minded pursuit of any goal can blind us to other opportunities. Don't let some notion of a goal get in the way of enjoying the journey. Few career paths are a straight line. I didn't set out to be a CEO, or a father of 8 for that matter. I did intend to learn everything that I could from every experience that I had, and it's opened doors that I never could have imagined. As for my classmate, I don't know where he is today, but it's not the Oval Office. Maybe who knows, maybe he found a better job along the way. My advice to you, relax. If you learn something every day, and you make yourself valuable to others, that's enough of a plan for now. Head fake number 2. A good way to track your progress is to compare yourself to others. We all know this one, and we fall for it anyway. I think it's even harder today. Social media makes it feel like the world is full of people who are richer, better looking, and luckier than you are. The bad news is, it's true. No matter who you are, somebody will always have more. Somebody will always be better at something, have a life that seems more exciting than yours. So get over it. Why waste any more of your life comparing yourself to others? Why sit and watch someone else's life instead of living your own? The good news is, once you stop trying so hard to be someone else, you get a lot better at being yourself. When my wife and I were in our late 20s, we were living in Manhattan. We had 2 incomes, an apartment on the Upper East Side, and no kids. Some would consider that living the dream. But that wasn't our dream. We decided to leave our jobs in New York and move to Toledo. Most of our friends couldn't even locate Toledo on a map, much less understand why we would want to move here to pursue our dreams. And that's okay. We weren't doing it to impress anyone. We were doing it because it made sense for us. If we had defined our dream based on someone else's notion of success, or what was cool or appropriate, we would have ended up living an entirely different life, and not our own. My advice, don't be afraid to swim against the current, as long as you believe you're headed in the right direction. Head fake number 3. Being successful means avoiding failure. If you're in the game, you're going to make mistakes. Probably many. Good for you. It's how you learn. And the only way to learn really fast is to put yourself in positions where total and complete failure is a distinct possibility. In the late 90s, I was offered an opportunity that was something like this. My wife and I, along with our 2-year-old and 6-month-old, would move to Belgium. I would lead a business that was losing money hand over fist, had technology that wasn't working as designed, and had already churned through 3 presidents in the last 24 months. I had absolutely no reason to believe that I could be successful at this job, and every reason to be concerned that we might end up very far from home with a young family and no jobs. We said, sounds like an adventure, let's go. It wasn't easy. There was lots of travel, long hours, and no meaningful improvements in the first 12 months. There were many times I thought, this is going to happen, and wondered what we had gotten ourselves into. But I had a great team, and we stuck with it. We used the fear of failure as motivation, rather than allowing it to scare us. We dug in, and we turned things around in the 2nd year. And in the process, I acquired the skills and experience that have been invaluable in my subsequent jobs. Not only that, my family was able to create some of our fondest life memories. My advice, not all opportunities come wrapped in shiny paper. Some of the best ones come plastered with a warning that says, beware, potential danger ahead. My 4th and final head fake, where you work is more important than what you do. I talk to students all the time who say they want to make a difference. They think they have to work at Greenpeace or Google. People underestimate the change they can make right where they stand. Why do we think that we have to be somewhere else or someone else to make a difference? I work with people who are finding ways to make windmill blades longer and lighter, helping make low-cost wind power a reality in the places that need it most. They may not look like Bono, but they are changing the world. I I work with people who are breaking new ground in the way we design and build homes, helping create a gentler energy footprint on the earth for the next 80 years. They may not dress like Steve Jobs, but they are making a difference. My advice, if you want to change the world, start wherever you are. If you set out with honest intentions and you follow through, you will make a difference. I know because I see it happen all the time. So if you're sitting there today, or even in the months and years to come, and you're worried because you think you need to have a plan, that you might not measure up, that you can't afford to risk failure, or that you can't make a difference, think again. Don't be fooled. Put your focus back where it matters. Keep learning, stop comparing, risk failing, and start wherever you are. And I know you'll do great things. Congratulations.